This from the Last Word on Sports, NFL head coaching rankings. Tier 1 Hall of Fame tier, they go Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Kyle Shanahan. Down at tier number 4, which is coaching purgatory, 21 Arthur Smith, head coach of the Falcons. 22 is Kevin Stefanski, Mike McCarthy, 23, Ron Rivera, 24. The rationale from a scheme perspective, Kevin Stefanski might just be the most boring head coach in the NFL. Perhaps he'll get more creative with a less rusty Deshaun Watson, but I'm not holding my breath. Tim, I can't argue necessarily with the rankings. He's about 500, a couple games over 500. But if you're downgrading him on his offense, Baker Mayfield had a hugely productive year. Jacoby Brissett had a hugely productive year. His offense has been pretty darn good. If you want to question some of the in-game stuff, that's fine. His offensive scheme has been productive. That's not something you can question. That's silly.
Yeah, he's gotten the most out of the quarterbacks he's had, for his past couple of seasons as head coach. You can only do so much with what you have. You can't just turn Jacoby Brissett into Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't work that way. Some guys are just naturally just more talented than others. And you would imagine with Deshaun Watson, obviously the most talented quarterback he's ever had. And I'm talking about Kevin Stefanski, of course. You would imagine that the offense should be really good, but you said it. I don't see what makes Kevin Stefanski's scheme boring. I think it's just, they haven't had the kind of talent to throw the ball around the park like you see the Chiefs and the Bengals and the Bills and some of these other elite teams do. Now they do on paper, obviously, with Watson and the additions they made at receiver. And as far as, why they struggled last season, we've talked about it so many times. It was issues on the defense and special teams that really held this team back. And really, it was the offense that kept that team in a lot of games last year that they probably should have won. There's a reason why there's a new defensive coordinator and a new special teams coordinator in Cleveland. Is because those two units underperformed, and those two units cost the Browns some wins that would have, we'd be having a far different conversation if this team was 9-8 a year ago versus 7-10.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing is the fact that he was able to do that with Baker Mayfield with a messed up left labrum, Jacoby Brissett for 11 games, and Deshaun Watson for the final. It's a credit to his offensive scheme that they were able to score the points they were.